He used to say years ago, should close the pit down and give the families field back. It's going to come to that now. No, but there's nothing else for the men to go to. My grandfather, my father, my brothers. It'll be part of my lifestyle gone down the drain. Now there'll be a big gap in the community.
There's another quick dance. It's the Cindy Swing. Right, so let's have you all up dancing.
Upstairs, in the welfare hall, the Wednesday dancers. Downstairs, the NUM meeting.
It's 81 3rd Street. Tommy Griffith's father lived in that. 84, it's 81.
Now, if Horden is a state within a state, then its government is the Union Committee.
You want one along next street? Because that key's there. That key's there, you know.
Like all local government, it has responsibilities, among them the housing of its people. 1st, 2nd and 3rd streets, the colliery streets, may be owned by British Coal, but it's the lodge that decides the tenants. That proud village tradition of self-determination, where a man faces his equals across the committee room table, lives on for a little longer yet, for as long as there's a pit and a lodge.
Sit down there, Johnny.
Okay, mate.
Give us your name and address, John, for the benefit of the committee and for a minute vote first.
John Matthews, 32 West Street, Blackhall.
Can you tell the committee what you want to say to them about them, John?
I'm applying for a house in Horden. My situation's forcing us to sell the house, you know. I need a colliery house to move into.
When I was a young lad, when I first started, there used to be a list put up in the hallway. It used to be the length of time you were married. Now it's just a matter of when the man puts his name down, and we allocate them on that basis.
The one further down the street.
Because we'd like you as young lads to get the chance of these houses, as we've had the pits closing. We'd like you to get the chance of these houses before you move on to somewhere else, and we'll fill these vacant houses in Horden. Hopefully we'll fill them with the lads that's transferred, so they actually transfer to another pit, but they're still living in our community. It keeps our community still viable.
See? Is it?
What? No. Yeah, that's right. No, it's still wrong. The strike crippled us and we had no option but to sell the house at Blackhall, so we just got a colliery house.
Is that right?
No. No, still a bit cockeyed there.
No.
Lift the right side. I mean, we could have struggled on and kept that house at Blackhall, but it wasn't worth it.
You get caught in spiral, I mean, you can't spiral, you're going down and down and down all the time, you know? And you're going to have to borrow and borrow. And you say, worth it, we're getting one of those big 10-year loans, weren't we?
Past caring, weren't we really? It was just... Couldn't get any further forward. We were talking about 10, 15 years before we would sort of pay off mortgageries and things like that, and it just wasn't worth it. So we just said we'd try for a colliery house, and we got this one.
Hey, listen to me.
Listen hard, and you'll begin to understand the dialect, the pit yak. But to understand the men, that's a different matter. To know the men, you need to know the pit. It's here, in the dark and the danger, where they trust their workmates with their life, that a mining community is welded together. It's here that the social order of the surface is established.
Young, a little bit pants on there, and young with a handpick. It was terrible work. The coal's like that, you know. Stratus, like the strata of coal. When you go on this way, the coal's hard. And if you're breaking in that way, it was like a board. The other one was like a pillar. You just used to nick one end, and it would boom, pressure, boom, bump off. Yeah, and all that is stuff done. I was a gentleman, I must have been. We all met at the stables. I was there. Says, go and get a gower. And I threw it. That meant a pony, like. And took it to Southwest too. I says, where's Southwest too? I don't know where it is. It's my first day. He said, come there. And, you know, direct us. And I had to take a pony in me. And I was scared to death.
For almost 90 years, Horden sacrificed everything for coal. Even its most beautiful asset, its beach.
It was surprising how many charabancs came down to Horden Beach before the college spoiled it.
They come from Shotton in like horse-drawn carriages, but sightseeing like a boat, you know. It was lovely all the way down, mind. It was trees right down to the beach. And the 26 strike, well, it denuded all the Danes and everything. And they had no coal, and they were cutting trees down and all sorts.
Oh, national strike. No coal, you had to go down the beach or on the heap, stone heap. Maybe digging holes and all sorts, getting bits of coal out. And there was one place there, when there was the washery, when they used to wash the coal, you used to run down the Dean onto the beach. And the men got a brainwave, they blocked it up. With all the fine dust coming out, it was a settle at the bottom. Eh? It used to be about that deep, solid coal dust. Well, what they used to do is to fill it into sacks, take it home, and get a bit of cement, and they used to make balls of them. Put a bit of cement in, put them down to dry. And they were like big coals then. They used to burn lovely. But other men got the idea that no water coming through, so they used to come and knock it down. Which we can get the most coal then. Like that fella, he says, in 1926, he says, he won 200 pound down the school here, high up. I said, lad didn't tell me that. He says, I did the nurse. I said, there wasn't 200 pound in Barclays Bank here, 1920s. There was no here at that time. My father come here in 1910. I think I've got a club membership for him, for the big club. Now, the big club was burned down. And the boy lived in Horden, saw that.
The Horden riot. No one quite knows how it started. The pit was closed because of a dispute that January of 1910. There were no wages. It was also polling day. The office of the Conservative candidate, the Honourable Mr. Lambton, was attacked. The Liberal candidate, Evan Hayward, was well on his way to victory. That first day, the colliery's big club was wrecked and its cellars raided. The next day, according to the headlines, the mob marched out of Horden across the viaduct. The papers blamed the drink for the events that followed. The pitmen blamed an intransigent colliery company, just as their descendants were to blame MacGregor and the NCB 3 generations later. That day, the men marched on the colliery agent's house. The police were called, shots were fired, and back in Horden, the big club was burnt down.
It was election business. The people that had it wasn't the same with the workmen. And the stewardess said something wrong to somebody, and that started. They started to hide things out the window. The piano and everything went out the window. They set fire at the finish. And there was some down in the cellar drinking while it was on fire. No, it was about, I think it was 5 men went to jail over that.
2 years later, they rebuilt the big club.
Well, this is where the handball alley was.
It was just behind the club where they played handball. It was a poor relation of fives, played with a hard ball against a high wall.
Right about 2 or 3 yards.
And here it was a tough, calloused, bare hand game.
Have you any idea which way